Hey guys, welcome back to Outspoken. We're a couple episodes behind on our drag recaps. Jeb was out of town, he was on a little vacation, and we've just been working like crazy, and Pride was here.
Just really enjoying our lives, but we're back. Mama Ru said, bring back my girl, bring back my girl. And we're back, bitch. And I'm excited because, bitch, we missed out on 2 episodes.
2 episodes. Yeah, last 2 episodes. Final 5 down to the final 4.
We didn't really miss much, but it's fine.
I mean, not too much happened, but they did whittle it down to the final 4. You know, that's a big deal. So let's just kind of get into where we left off on episode 11, which was the Evil Twins episode. It kind of started back in the workroom. Monet Exchange had just gone home, and Cameron was feeling kind of down because she sent her home and she's feeling down on herself again. And this week, Asia was not having it. What did you guys think? Are you guys getting a little sick of the Cameron shtick?
I mean, I could believe Cameron, like, you know what I mean? She probably grew a close bond with the girls, you know what I'm saying? And to be quite honest, Cameron is the one right now in the competition who isn't completely irking me.
From the beginning, if we want to rewind the first or second recap of that we did this season, and
her not talking is kind of growing on me because she's been slaying her fucking lip syncs. Right? You know what I mean? Like,
and you know, like, she's the only one that has lip synced 3 times and sent them home this season. So she's the only one that knows how that feels, and if she feels bad, she fucking feels bad. Like, let her feel that way, Asia. No shade.
Right. But, well, you know, she's always, Asia, again, coming back. She always seems salty the next day. I want to love Asia, but she's always so salty.
Asia, just you get this really sweet Asia, then you get that evil twin Asia.
Yeah, it comes out. She's been bringing it since the beginning of the season. She's been preparing for this challenge the whole season. Well, so the mini challenge was a very, very odd, I think one of the strangest challenges I've ever seen on Drag Race. Resting brunch face, where they made over pancakes.
That was a really stupid challenge.
That was like what were y'all smoking when you came up with that challenge? Like,
no, I think that's just a perfect. That's like that's a case of you were running out of ideas for the show.
Right.
It's just recycled shit.
I don't know.
And it was sponsored by IHOP.
IHOP, who has now changed their name.
I was like, was it really bad?
No.
No, man, I just didn't get it either, but you know what? It looked delicious.
Cheyenne Jackson guested and judged the pancake competition. I think he was just as lost as the audience, but...
And I heard he doesn't even like pancakes.
First of all, who is Cheyenne Jackson?
Cheyenne Jackson is a actor. He's a Broadway actor. He's been in a lot of plays. He's been in all of the Ryan Murphy shows. He's been around. He's a gay actor. He's an out gay actor, one of the earlier out gay actors. So,
sis, I'm sorry, sue me. I don't know who that is.
I know. Well,
I'm looking out for the paper.
Asia won with her panquisha pancake. I don't know. What did she win?
They all taste the same. I don't know.
It was just a weird challenge. I don't know. But that's kind of funny.
That was funny.
I mean, hers was the best. If you had to rate a made-over pancake, it had a funny story, panquisha. So she won that strange challenge. Next. Like I mentioned, the Maxi Challenge of the week was an evil twin challenge where the girls had to have their like nice, good, wholesome self and then their evil inner saboteur, the inner voice in their head that's always coming for them and represent both of those. Yeah, it's a pretty cool challenge, I think, overall. That's kind of interesting. We've never seen that before, so.
Yeah, growing up, I always wanted a twin, and if I had one, I would be the nice twin. Still, I feel that way. So.
Yeah.
But now the evil
she's the evil
now the evil one's coming out here. No, but I thought it was cool because, in our heads we do have those moments of like, oh, this voice is telling you to do this, this voice is doing that. And so it was a good representation of what you could be.
Right.
Within yourself.
Right. RuPaul, they really wanted them to go in, like really analyze themselves, bring up the worst parts of them and analyze it. And RuPaul, when she was giving them all advice, sort of ripped it all out of them. It was there were a lot of people online that were kind of complaining, saying it was a little bit emotional manipulation for the sake of the show. Do you guys think that's true, or do you think it was a next step for them? It made sense.
I think that exercises like that take place when it comes to the world of acting anyways.
Okay,
I feel like they do. Like, I've never taken an acting class, but I've seen it on TV. I've seen that, and I've heard, my friends who have
strip you bare. Like, look at yourself.
They want to strip you down of all your feelings and emotions and make you dig deep and make you feel the shit that you really don't want to feel, because that's where you pull out the best performances. You know what I mean? I think that's what the art of acting is. So I think the Drag Race fan base needs to shut the fuck up sometimes. Like, I'm sorry, they just need to shut up.
You're crazy.
Low key, and I agree. I felt like I didn't see anything wrong with it. I was like, girl, like, you have to get some of these queens, you have to pull it out of them. Like, Cameron being one of them. She just wants to know, like, what irks you? What's something that you look at yourself that you wish you could be better at? And because there's people out there that could relate to that, and that's what she was trying to do, make people relatable. Because people go through the same shit, but if you're not talking about it, you won't know it.
And the fact that, you know, they deal with their inner saboteurs the whole competition anyway. All of the things that they brought out were things that we already knew from watching them over the season. So just kind of to bring it to the forefront in the final push of the competition, I thought it was a good little touch, and I did think it kind of made them all think about their actions and their place in the competition and their confidences and everything else. So, yeah.
Your saboteur.
Saboteur. What was that again? What was that? That was cute. I mean,
at first I thought she was saying it like trying to make it sound like real bougie or something.
No,
but she really thought that's how you pronounced it.
That's cute. That's okay. Well, do you think that the girls gave, you know, they had good self-analysis and you really believe the vulnerable place they were coming from? I personally, not to be shady, I feel like Aquaria didn't quite go in like the other girls do, and I felt like she was kind of saying things that she thought she should say because
the cameras.
Right. That's how I felt just watching it. I don't know. But what do you guys think of the genuineness of all the girls?
This is my opinion of Aquaria. I think that, you know, the purpose of this challenge was to accentuate two different sides of you. You have your inner saboteur, and then you have like the nice version of you or the person that's like leveled. I think Aquaria leans more towards actually being that evil bitch. Like, I think that's really who she is. I really think she thinks she is like the shit. I think she thinks she's better than everybody.
I don't think she has quite the vulnerability that some of the other ones have. That's just so far, but we've mentioned this a million times. She's very young, she's very inexperienced in life, and a lot of those things come with living life a little bit more. The other queens are a little bit more seasoned than her, so
I just think she's just a product of Drag Race. That's all I think she is. I think she's a perfect example. I think she said she was like in fucking 6th or 7th grade when it first came out. Like,
it makes me feel so old.
Same. Yeah. But I don't know, I just feel like it washes away her career. I was living for Aquaria at one point, but I just think she's a bitch, and I'm also mad because she turned us down at fucking Drag Race. Never gonna get over it.
Well, a little of that. But understandable.
But I don't. Real talk. I even before that, I've never been a fan of Aquaria's personality.
Gotcha.
Like, I genuinely, her age shows her being a younger queen. Mm-hmm. I think that she just thinks she's better than everybody.
The confidence, sometimes the line of confidence and cocky is a little blurred.
And I don't I know she went into the competition having the biggest following out of all the queens. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I also feel like she's not authentic when she talks. Like, she does like this whole thing when she's talking. Like, I feel like I'm from New York and this is my style of drag.
I mean,
it's so annoying.
A little robotic.
I love her. I do. I think she's bringing looks. I think, you know, she's surprising me with her performance, you know, her acting chops, or I guess improv chops. You know, she won Snatch Games. She really has done
good in the competition.
I'm not saying that she's not fucking talented. I think she's really fucking talented, and she could serve you fucking looks. I just think there needs to be a level of like humbleness when it comes to this shit, and she doesn't exude that for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She really doesn't. Well, Cameron exudes that for me. Cameron doesn't feel this need to like blabber about how amazing she is or be pissed off because a queen didn't go home or whatever. Like, this bitch is just in the competition to play the game and to just serve you looks, serve you lip syncs, and yeah, you know, she may have flopped on certain challenges, but I still feel like Cameron is kind of, in my opinion, the real survivor of the fucking season, girl. Like, she's really killed
she's got a Trinity Taylor, you know, people sleeping on her, and then she starts showing herself and proving herself throughout the competition, and people have seen her come a long way.
And I'm not just biased because of her bulge either.
It doesn't hurt, though.
It doesn't hurt.
Well, it hurts a little.
Not if you take a hit
of the poppers.
A little bottle.
Okay, I like the concept of this episode and that they had to do the two looks, but it did get really like cheesy and feels like kind of a waste of production time and money some of the time, where they had to film them on both couches and then reacting to everything.
It almost takes away.
It did take away
the
from
reality of it almost.
Right.
Because then it's like, well, bitch, we can edit like That, what else are you editing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. I think there was like a couple people online that
we
were
can
talking
thank
about
VH1
that, right?
for that one, girl. That's what happens when straight people start taking over gay shit.
No, I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of gay people still in charge of Drag Race and World of Wonder, but it was a little weird. It was a little all over the place, and I felt bad for the girls having to like probably sit and film. All right, now film a reaction if you did good. Now film a reaction if you did bad. When you start thinking of the inner workings of it, it does take away from the episode of the competition and probably how hard they worked to get there and put those looks together.
See, that's why I don't think I would be good for reality TV though, because I will only give you what I'm exactly feeling
Give me
at that
pissed.
moment. I mean,
Give me happy.
they're the same.
Give me fucking. You're fucking. No.
Bitch, no, I don't know. Like that's what I don't get with the whole Drag Race like, format now, girl. Like it's very like this bitch. No, it's like it's all over the like where they're just trying to get good TV to the point that it drowns out the authenticity of the competition. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think some people think that a lot more production. We've mentioned that the past couple of seasons, and it's a double-edged sword because we do live for the drama a little bit too. Yeah. But I do like the idea of things happening a little bit more organically, and I do think in some of the earlier seasons, especially, some of the drama unfolded slightly more naturally than it does sometimes these days. That being said, the guest stars this week were Ashanti and Lena Dunham, who were the guest judges. That was an interesting pairing of people for, I don't know.
It was awesome seeing Ashanti because you don't see her a lot.
Yeah, we probably won't for a while, so take it up right here. Okay, well, what did you guys think of, let's start with Cameron. What did you guys think of Cameron's nice girl look?
She was giving me just like basic Cameron. It wasn't like
costumey.
It wasn't like it was a challenge. It was just like she's just about to do another number, Ice Princess She-Ra-ish type situation.
I'm sleepy. See what this episode.
See, look, Cameron Michaels bored you. Look at that. Look at that. Oh no.
I don't know. I just didn't think it was very ice, baby.
Yeah. Well. No, I think cool enough for you.
And another thing too is that this bitch. No, I think that Cameron Michaels kind of was serving a little bit of costumey looks.
Yeah, she does sometimes. I think she's inspired by cosplay and comics and stuff a little bit, but
she always gives you man.
Are you coming for your muscle queen?
Okay.
Have you turned on her?
She's one to talk over here. Look at her.
Girl,
I know.
That's just the pre-workout girl.
Well, what did you think of her second look? It was kind of I don't know what it was, but like a warrior with the white girl with dreadlocks. It's not always a great look, but she did the dreadlocks and it was kind of like a, I don't know, ancient warrior something, face paint.
Yeah, I wasn't blown away by it.
I mean, she looked gorgeous. They were fine looks, but they did look a little cosplay to me. I mean, they were good. They were okay. What did you guys think of Eureka in the pink plaid, very bubbly pink plaid, almost a little Clueless throwback? Yeah, a little
classic Eureka.
Bitch, she was giving me pretty and pink.
And then her reverse look, the green, and her character, I have to say, I think she was very in character. The voiceover was great. You can't deny that Eureka's a great actress and she'll get in there and do these characters.
She don't care.
Yeah. She kind of went, I feel like she went in on herself quite a bit. She went in.
But see, but I appreciated that. Like, that's what you were supposed to do.
And that's what the challenge is.
Like, and then I love that her happy self was over there like, you know what I mean?
Right.
She
stayed in character.
Was like, damn, bitch, you're reading yourself for filth right now.
I get it, because that's how they're like, bitch, Jeb, you ain't shit.
You're not fishy.
Honestly, you about a 2 on your best day, bitch. And you ain't a twink. And then my eyes will be like, and then like, bitch, get the pause, bitch. No, but I appreciated Eureka because she went there. You know what I mean? Because, girl, we've all been that person like, damn, I'm really going hard on myself. And then it's almost like, and then you almost wake up, or you hope you wake up, and you're like, oh, bitch, I'm bad.
Snap out of it, right.
She's bad.
All right, well, Miz Cracker kind of struggled this whole week. She was in her head a lot the entire episode. What did you guys think of her runway look? The good twin, the blue, like Marie Antoinette, the blue and the pink.
I think you could just tell that she overthought everything. Like everything was just she was trying so hard to execute perfection that it got to the point that she just it fell flat because she thought too hard about it. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that's kind of been Miz Cracker's problem throughout the season. Miz Cracker is going to be like the next Katya.
Yeah, I mean,
like the way that Katya had like her own like overthinking shit and really down on herself in a different way. I feel like she's getting the same edit as her. She's getting that same sweet girl type thing.
And
you know what I mean?
And Katya was she 5th place on her season? Because like 5th alternate or the 5th place is always someone really good. Like Alyssa Edwards was the 5th. Who like the 5th is always someone who's like really good and really talented. At least a lot of the past few seasons. So it's not a bad place to be, and they usually always come back for All Star. So
right.
Well, hey, she crumbled, and it was hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. I actually started to get a little soppy because I'm like, fuck. It seems like she might be going home just because, you know, she hadn't been bringing. Like I felt like a lot of people expected her to be, and that's tough.
Right.
That's tough when you got expectations before the season even begins. And
She was lovable though.
She
and I feel like that's gonna take her a long way.
off the bat, I feel like yes,
She is adorable. You guys think Miz Cracker, there's something adorable about her.
of
She's
course.
a little nugget, kind of.
But with what you said, I think her and Aquaria kind of had the most to prove almost going into it. They had a rivalry. They're both New York queens. They both were friends. And it was like built up this rivalry that they were going to have, which didn't exactly come to fruition. But I think both of them had a lot of expectations on them. They were the only two of the ones that we knew who they were beforehand. We'd watched their videos and things. So there was a lot of expectations. And I think Miz Cracker could never sort of rise above getting out of her head to meet those expectations, and it just kind of was her downfall in the end. Well, what did you guys think of her other look? The nails and the purple lipstick and the I don't know what the bones, the plastic bones. I didn't like.
To be honest, I didn't hate anybody's look.
No, I didn't hate
runway.
it.
It was just we're top. It was top 5.
Yeah.
Like you gotta go hard on these bitches. You gotta really critique. You gotta be able to weed out the bitches who are not doing as good as the others. You know.
That look would have worked for season 8 maybe,
or earlier in the season even. Yeah,
season
but
10 baby.
Yeah, I didn't like the plastic bones, especially when Aquaria had a look with bones that was a little bit better. What did you guys think of Aquaria's good twin look? The lavender with the hat and everything.
It was beautiful, just like Ashanti said. Girl looked like she was getting ready to shoot for Vogue.
Yeah,
she
it was very high
gorgeous.
fashion. It was beautiful, definitely.
It also helps that she's pretty as a girl and pretty
As a boy,
Like,
yeah.
She was given. It was a simple look. I felt like as far as like the design, but it just fit her so well, and she just looked like a supermodel.
Yeah, I did think again with her voiceover a little bit, I didn't believe it quite as fully as the other queens who were talking about, you know, their life struggles.
She's not the best speaker, so you can't
I know,
hold that against her.
but I just
Yes, I can.
Look, it's just we like queens.
That's it.
We like queens for different reasons, and I'm someone who, no shade to Aquaria being young, but I do, as someone who's a little bit older, I like to see people that have been following their craft for a long time and that have more of a life struggle. I like to see them rewarded. So
7th grade. So how old is
okay.
that?
That's
Maybe 8 years. But I get what you're saying. Like, bitch, people who have seen some shit.
right. You always want to root for them a little bit more. Maybe she's struggling in her life. I don't really know, but she doesn't seem like someone who's had a lot of misfortune in her life, just from a very purely what I see on TV. But
I just think we like that story. We want someone to go through we like a rag to riches type bitch.
we do. I do.
You know,
too.
so I get what
think,
you're saying, and it makes good for TV, but you can't help if you come from money, which I don't. But you know, if they have it, you know, we can't really just blame them.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
It just makes her boring to me.
maybe
that's what
it is.
influenced it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
If you've never had to like overshine with your personality or like overcompensate for being so different in the world, then you know you don't grow in certain ways. I don't know.
Hungry.
That'll make you think about your life long and hard.
It made me appreciate when I did have food on the table. Girl, I'm not gonna do this today. You know what I mean?
yes.
I'm not doing it, girl. We'll get there. We can go there, but not today.
Well, what did you guys think of Aquaria's second look? She wowed the judges. It was the leopard and ocelot with the bone mask. They said it was one of the best looks of Drag Race ever. Do you guys agree with that bold statement?
I mean, she was bad to the bone.
He said Ru said top 5
of all
looks on
time.
the runway. I've seen some pretty. I don't know. To me, she's fucking Violet Chachki 2.0. Like I'm sorry.
That's not a bad compliment.
Like it doesn't.
Yeah, Violet Chachki won her season.
But I didn't give a fuck about Violet Chachki her season, girl.
Personally.
First of all, I didn't like Violet Chachki as an individual. She was kind of a cunt. She was kind of a cunt on her season.
She wasn't my favorite her season either, but she brought the looks. She does.
I don't know. I just feel like drag is so much more than being just pretty. I really do. And serving looks, I think that there needs to be like a full-on character. Make me not that that Aquaria hasn't made me laugh.
Really?
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, her fucking snatch game was on point. But I think she, like I said, she's a product of Drag Race, girl. She has thought about this very carefully. She calculated how she was gonna play in this competition. You know what I mean?
Right. I liked her look a lot. It was very high fashion. Aquaria can do no wrong with her look. I think all season, every look has been great, at least in the top 3. And
when you're skinny as hell,
you know,
and
it
you're
was
pretty-
good.
Of course, everything. She wear a trash bag and it's gonna look good on her.
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't as wowed as the judges were by it. I feel like she was kind of doing like Valentina by way of Sasha Velour. Like she was sort of taking their aesthetics and putting it into one. And I feel like she's done that a couple of times. She's played with the Valentina. Even her name on the runway was Sabatina. So I think she was really doing a whole high fashion Valentina thing with the bone mask made it a little bit
That was a basic
Sasha Velour.
Sabatina.
I'm gonna slap you.
That's what she. That's it. Isn't that what her name was?
I'm sorry, she could have been more creative than that, bitch.
Sabatina.
But I think.
Oh, you want me to pull out my inner saboteur? Sabatina.
Yeah, but it was a great look. It was high fashion. I don't know if I agree with the judges if it was one of the best looks of all time, but it was definitely a polished Aquaria.
It was a really fucking good look, but I think her characters were not.
I agree. I don't think
executed
she brought a great character, but
I do.
the looks. I
Were
mean,
good.
I was just living, baby.
Right. We mentioned earlier the final twin look, Asia O'Hara. She came out in kind of little bubbly, the white and the orange with the orange hair and the orange balloons, and it was just a kind of, I don't know, it was pageantry, cute, I don't know.
She should have won that challenge.
But I will say her twin look was amazing to me. When she walked out with the balloon and the blackened balloons, I was like, that is very clever, that's very creative. I thought it was a perfect play on the twin vibe, and her voiceover was really good too. I think she was pretty honest about some of her stuff, and you know, I don't love Asia all the time, but I think she was the one who should have won this week.
Just give me fraternal twin, and you know how I feel about that.
It's fucking.
Tell us how you feel.
You're just not giving me like the zhuzh.
No.
You're not like identical. Don't even call yourself a twin. You were just the same sack, baby.
I cannot with her right now. No, bitch. I feel like Asia was the real winner of that challenge. That's my opinion. I don't mean shit to anybody, but that's my
girl,
opinion.
did she slip you $20? What?
No, girl. No, seriously. And I think Asia also did a really good job of separating herself from that whole pageant queen stamp. You know what I mean? Like she has.
You know what? I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yes, and she has gotten better the whole season actually of doing that, because you know she's had some hits or misses kind of along the way, but she has not done straight pageantry. She's tried a couple of high fashion moments. She's tried a few, you know, kind of opposite of her aesthetic moments, and I will give her that definitely. She's at least she plays with looks, and I appreciate it.
She bring a lot of high fashion, a lot of low as well.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, well, I mean, the Tweety Bird's debatable.
I love
the Tweety Bird.
Some people love it, some people hate it. So you know, I think it's kind of right.
I like the
middle.
dandelion one. That one.
That was the IKEA lamp. Yeah, that was a good one.
The IKEA lamp.
The IKEA lamp.
Is that what that was supposed to be?
No, it was.
It really is.
Oh, it was. I didn't know that.
Crafty Queen.
Now IKEA has a commercial with drag queens. You see how influential she was?
I have not seen this.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
The winner of the week, which wasn't a huge surprise, ended up being Miss Aquaria. I personally don't think that she should have won, but the judges were living for her outfit, and she has been consistent the whole challenge. I think Asia.
Yeah. I think Asia should have won it.
Well, I think Asia and Eureka, I feel like they met the challenge a little more overall. I feel like they were more honest in their saboteur, and I feel like they played their characters up a lot, and they were in character the whole time, and I feel like their outfits were kind of matching, you know.
When Mama Ru loves an outfit.
Apparently, when she likes the look, she likes the look.
I knew once you said top 5, I'm like, well.
Oh, Aquaria's winning this week.
Yeah.
And
Mama Ru probably wants to fuck Aquaria wrong.
She did.
No surprise that the bottom 2 looks of the week were Cameron Michaels for the 3rd time and our girl Miz Cracker, unfortunately.
Can we just talk about, I love that song that they lip sync to. That is like,
what is it?
Nasty Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Nasty World. All I know is that Prince wrote or produced that track.
Yeah,
Sure.
It was good.
Everything.
Is it because she's a nasty girl?
She's a nasty pig.
You could really, that could be your single,
way.
Nasty Pig. Well, you agree with those 2 being in the bottom, correct?
I do.
Of course.
Even though I wanted so bad for Aquaria to be completely terrible that week. No, they deserve to be. Yeah.
There was a deserving too, so it was tough to watch because I do love them both, but bye, girls.
Bye. Did you think anyone pulled it out stronger than the other one?
Oh my God, Cameron
Nailed it.
tore it up, bitch. When she fucking did that one move, when she went on her back and like did like a spinning thing with her legs in the air.
Bitch, that's my move. I've done that move.
I've seen her do it.
She got it from you getting shit.
That's a muscle queen move,
It's a
bitch.
muscle queen move because you want to just get those legs just so.
You just see two hooves in there.
Here we go. She's got her hooves up. Oh, she's gonna spill the coffee. Oh, there we go. Get him. Did you step in?
Girl, you know you got arthritis.
Girl, my legs, I'm already going through. I agree.
She
Cameron
has earned the lip sync
everything.
assassin this season
I don't
for
think
sure.
a
But
queen has ever won
three lip syncs
in a row.
maybe one other one, yeah, but
one.
it's very, very rare. If you're in the bottom three times, it's kind of 3 strikes and you're out. Even if you perform well for the most part,
RuPaul.
it's a little bit, it's a little surprising because Miz Cracker had never been in the bottom. It was her first time,
Right.
and she could not handle it against Cameron Michaels, and unfortunately, we had to say
She was a little
goodbye.
salty about it.
Well, part of it too is I feel like that.
As if she wasn't salty
I was a
enough.
little salty about it,
She
girl.
was, and I really thought she was gonna go all the way. I mean, I kind of felt like we all thought.
We did. I mean, you especially coming straight off the bat. She was one of your favorites.
I
think we all
that Miz
loved Miz
Cracker had the potential to go all the fucking way.
But
To me, she's still probably my favorite queen of the season.
season. Okay.
Yeah, I love Miz Cracker.
She just got in her head a little bit, unfortunately, and I'm sure we will see her back on All Stars season something eventually. I'm sure,
she's
but
like, let me make my coin first.
yeah, get some coin, get some costumes together, and but we'll definitely miss her.
Girl, Asia was really harsh on Miz Cracker.
Oh yeah, let's talk
I'm
about
sorry,
that. Let's talk
like-
about on the runway. They did ask them that question that they
Talk about
asked.
kicking a bitch when they're down.
Yeah, and the judges asked who doesn't deserve to be here, which is even worse than who should go home, but who doesn't
Right.
deserve to be here.
And you do have a choice on what you say. So,
Yes.
like, I get that's a question, but you could just easily just like, you know what?
She could have said, I
can't
think,
say anything.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
she could have said,
or-
I don't think Miz Cracker should be, but she flat out said, she's like, I don't think she's a star.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm sorry, Asia, who are you?
I mean,
Yeah, 'cause-
well, she shouldn't say that because she's the oldest one in the whole group, and she hasn't quite made it yet. So for her to be on the same level as these people talking about their lack of star power is a little harsh.
Bitch,
but-
can we talk about your fucking Beyonce? That was not star quality there, sis. So don't be coming for nobody.
I just don't think it was appropriate. I
Yeah.
mean, like, you can't just say, you can't go around telling people you're not a star. Everybody's a star.
Well, that's not true either.
Alright,
But if you've made it to this point in the competition and you're putting your dreams on the line and your sister's in the competition, you should at least believe in supporting each other and the fact that they should make it. And it was just a little, not probably the best way for her to handle it. But on the flip side, she does not deserve the hate that she's gotten from the internet. Asia O'Hara had to actually turn off her social media for the last couple of weeks because she was getting a shit ton of hate from white salty Miz Cracker fans coming from her.
Wait, of course, were they throwing racial slurs at her?
Yes,
Probably.
yes.
This fucking drag race.
Someone said they're gonna set her on fire. I think it's out of control, crazy that they're rearing their heads again as usual. And
You know what though? I want to take this moment to read the fuck out of these little fucking drag race fans. 99.9% of you hoes that get really fucking brave running your mouth, just typing on these queens fucking things, calling them N-words, throwing all these racial slurs. You bitches don't even have the fucking balls to say that to anybody's face. Bitch, at least we fucking sit here in front of a camera and we will tell you this is how we feel, bitch. I don't like it.
And we have had to answer to it to some of these queens, so we have had to eat some humble pie.
Let me
But
Yeah,
get it from
exactly.
a different perspective.
Right.
Different point of view. Listen, y'all. We get it. Puberty stuff. We've been there, bitch. We get that you have highs. We get you have lows. But when you're having those lows, bitch, stay off social media.
just because you have a pimply back doesn't mean you're gonna throw out racial slurs.
Bitch, I'm still getting it, bitch. So just get it together. Just be a good person.
Yeah, it's out of control, and it really has kind of affected even the drag race experience, I think, for a lot of fans, and definitely the queens. The queens are finally achieving this level of, a little more fame. They have this notoriety. They've worked, some of them, their whole lives for this.
Right.
And then to get this sort of barrage of hate, not just a little shade like we playfully do, but hate and hate speech and racial slurs and death threats. We've said this a million times. It's insane. You are not a true fan of anything. You are a bad person. You should not be on social media, and you don't deserve to watch a show like Drag Race and, you know, have fun and revel in our community, because there's no place for people like you in our community. I can't even imagine what it's like day in, day out, and to have people threatening to kill you because you're black and they didn't like your decision on the runway of a reality show. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's just, why do you want to give off those vibes? I just don't get it. Even when I'm like, you know, I see a queen, I'm like, oh, let me just go in the comments, see, you know, what people are saying. Not necessarily for bad, just like, are they living?
Right.
And then you see these bad comments that makes you want to be like, reply and be like, hey, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I have before. We get into it sometimes.
Now you're in this mix
negative zone.
trying to be a good person, and the other person can't even see that. It's just like, just be a good person.
Yeah.
Just stop already. Stop.
Once again, Aquaria won. Congratulations. You looked fierce on the runway. You did do a good job. And unfortunately, we said goodbye to Miz Cracker. We are definitely going to miss you. You have a huge fan base. They're all living for you still, I'm sure.
All stars, bitch. We'll see you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, the next episode that we were behind on was just kind of the top 4. Now we've whittled it down, finally. 14 queens. We are down to the top 4.
Asia O'Hara, Aquaria, Eureka,
And Cameron Michaels. Kind of the surprise of the season, I think, for most people.
A lot of people didn't, they didn't expect Cameron Michaels to be there. A lot of people think that Miz Cracker should have been there.
Right.
I agree,
well, what do you guys
Cameron
think, first,
Michaels.
before we go into the episode, what do you think of this being the final 4 overall? Are you happy with this as a final 4? Did you see this coming? I think Aquaria and Eureka, for me, were always a lock for the final 4. Aquaria and Eureka, from episode 1, pretty much, sorry to say, I knew that the 2 of them would most likely be there, unless something really befell Eureka, but she performed great. So I knew the 2 of them would get there for sure.
I'm sorry, I could see how Miss Cracken could be in there and Cameron Michaels not. But I want to see Cameron Michaels lip sync again, so it just makes me want to be like, bitch, let me see you at the finale.
But she's biased because she's a muscle queen.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who would you replace in the top 4? If you had a chance to swap one of them out for someone else who's already gone in the competition, is there anybody?
Miss Vanjie.
Miss Vanjie.
Yeah.
Right, no, the real winner of season 2 is Miss Vanjie. No, 2 people that I really thought were going to be in the top 4, of course. Miz Cracker. I actually really saw Monet Exchange
I did too.
going further than she did. Bitch, Monet Exchange is funny as fuck. Like, that is a comedy queen. The only part that she fell flat on was her looks didn't always... They weren't always executed properly, you know?
Don't bring a pussycat wig to All-Star.
I know, don't. Yeah, I agree. I think the top 4... overall have earned their places there through whatever circumstance it's been. Maybe I would have had a few personal preferences, but how it all played out on week by week, I do think they earned their spot where they are. Yeah, I can't hate on anybody, and yeah, it's an interesting top 4.
I just feel like this season had a lot of filler queens.
You think? You think?
I'm not gonna mention any names.
I thought there were a lot of good queens.
So many this season. Yeah. It's always interesting.
No, bitch, spill. Who are the fillers?
Bitch, I thought Yu Hamasaki was a filler. I thought Calorie Kardashian was a filler. That's what I thought, sis.
They were number 2 and number 3 to exit the competition. So
the preview for that bitch, Yuha's fucking grudge look that she did
coming up tonight. Oh yeah,
tonight, bitch. I'm sorry, bitch. That was everything.
Yeah.
Now that it's down to the final 4, they did what they've been doing the past couple of seasons, and they have like a big musical number starring the 4 of them, and then each giving them a chance to shine.
Yeah.
They also had to write a verse of lyrics for RuPaul's latest song, American, like they always have to do. Always kind of a fun challenge, you know, when it gets down to the final 4. It's the last like 5 seasons of Drag Race. I would say the final 4 have really, really killed it in their performances, starting with All Stars 2, that performance they all did really remember, the Alaska and Detox, and then last year's final 4 was also really fantastic, so.
There's something I want to talk about on this.
I already know.
Todrick Hall.
Okay, that's what we're getting to, yeah.
I think Todrick Hall has definitely elevated the performances of Drag Race. I'm sorry. And a lot of people, I don't know what the fuck it is with people with Todrick Hall. I know that he's had some like stuff that may have been problematic back in the day. But if we're gonna sit here and fucking say that Todrick Hall is not the best fucking choreographer that they've had here on the fucking show, it's true. I was, what are you gonna do?
Wait a minute, what about Lucian Piani?
Bye, girl. Bye. The budget went up on Drag Race and now they're able to afford somebody who's way more fucking talented, and that's why Mama Ru chose Todrick Hall. I don't know why our community hates Todrick so fucking much. I don't think people hate him. They really do.
Think they probably were. They thought he was a little tough. But I'm like, have you ever been in any sport or any class? Like,
I thought
you gotta whip. Sometimes you gotta whip the whip.
when he was one-on-one with all the queens in the fucking studio, he brought out of Cameron Michaels.
Right.
This bitch can actually fucking sing. Brought it out of Asia. Brought out of Asia O'Hara.
Yeah.
Even was able to pull something out of fucking Aquaria's delusional ass who thinks she was slaying.
No,
it.
that was funny.
And then who else did
Eureka.
And Eureka.
Her rap, yeah.
I wasn't. Yeah,
I
that
thought it was
kind of
pretty
whatever.
good,
It was
but-
whatever. Look at me, I'm an elephant queen. Like, no, bitch. Like, it was.
Hey,
it
if
was,
you can
I
sing,
was
rap.
just waiting for her to go.
Yeah, she never did it. I saw him getting a lot of internet hate after this episode, and I was like, oh shit, he's gonna go in on these queens. And I watched the episode waiting for it, and I personally did not think he did anything wrong this season. I've come for him in the past, but I was waiting this episode, like, what horrible thing, how bad is he gonna be to them? And I thought he was actually amazing on this episode. I think
too.
He did really well with the queens. I feel like if there was any bit of tough love, it was handled well, they appreciated it well, and I think they learned well, and they all killed it in the choreography. So I think this challenge was definitely not an example of him doing the most, even though he has in the past, in my opinion. I think he did great this season, and just another example of dumb fans being
And I'm
shady
sorry,
on the
that
internet.
choreography was some of the best choreography I've seen on Drag Race.
They were good. It was good.
Really fucking good. There's a hate train going right now for Todrick Hall. I don't know what the fuck it is, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
So after the performances, the queens were tasked with having one final look on the runway. This is the last runway, the last chance for them to all prove themselves. And they kind of brought some sort of eleganza, extravaganza. I think it was just some, bring your best look or bring like a really good look that represents you.
Right.
And they were all pretty good.
I have to say, Cameron Michaels was my favorite on the runway. That lavender with that fucking hair, I was blown away. You know
She
who
looked
obviously
amazing.
who didn't do it for me? I'm sorry.
I
I'm
know.
sorry, Eureka.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything. There was nothing like, wow, bitch, you just put the fucking definition of Eureka on there and put a light bulb on your head, bitch.
Yeah.
It gave me like mini challenge vibes.
Yeah, it was not my favorite look from Eureka. It was like a fun, playful look, but not a final look. Like that's like a come into the workroom with that look,
Right.
Eureka and your thing, that kind of look, but not like your final performance on the runway. I was definitely
Something
hers
elephant
was
like
my
ribbing, too,
yeah.
she did,
Hers
like
was
an
my
elephant
least
goddess
favorite
or
look.
something.
I think Asia's was just pretty safe pageantry, but she looked pretty.
actually
I liked
Asia.
it. No, I did love it. I just remember what it was, like
It
the
looked gorgeous.
the teal, almost Egyptian with the actually that was really
beautiful.
the asymmetrical.
I watched the photo or the RuPaul's review thing with Raven and Raja.
Oh, the two didn't boot.
And Raven said that she almost wishes that Asia would have done like a Nefertiti.
Totally, she would have, but
she would have slayed.
Yeah, but the concept was great, the colors were great, and she looked beautiful, definitely. Cameron Michaels, that was the best she's looked this entire competition. Her body looked beautiful, her makeup, her
that
hair.
Violet Chachki moment vibe, because with the purple.
With the purple, oh yeah, it just, the spark, I think Cameron Michaels looked
Something about
gorgeous.
lavender, girl.
Yeah,
lavender be
lavender,
fucking
yeah.
making
Yeah,
it
bring-
pop,
yeah.
bro.
Good lavender.
Between Aquaria's last week and then this one, and but
Alright, bitch, I see y'all.
who was your favorite of the top, the looks
My
on the runway?
It was, for me, it was Aquarius.
Yeah.
It was everything. The stars, like the makeup
The
with the stars.
black spark with the cutout.
This was just a full circle for her from watching RuPaul's Drag Race, just, being a kid in middle school, that's so major.
Yeah.
Like, seeing this and then being like, yeah, that's what I want to do, and being able to do it. She changed her stars, and I felt like, thanks to RuPaul's Drag Race, she's going to have this massive career, and I just felt like it was just appropriate.
Right.
Appropriate.
Quick question, just rewinding a little bit. Did you guys buy it when Aquaria started crying when they were doing? Did you guys buy it?
Well, I was going to talk about that next. Let's bring them up.
I didn't think she was a great actress.
Right. See, I mean, it goes, okay. When Aquaria walked out on the runway in that, I said, she's gonna win this. When I saw her walk out in that dress. I mean, I thought there was a possibility, but really in that moment, like you said, the stars were symbolic in a way. There was something about her final look that just sort of put me over the Aquaria edge.
makeup,
And
like,
I know. Well, the look was great, but also on the runway, they asked the final four. They wanted to get the juice. They wanted to get the moment. So they asked them, they held pictures of them up as kids and said, what would you tell your, 6-year-old self or your childhood self? And they all sort of got to have a moment like they do, on most seasons. What did you guys think of all of their emotional moments on the runway?
The only only two that were really emotional to me was Eureka's got me very emotional, and so did Cameron's.
Yeah.
Cameron's got me emotional. Aquaria was just like, I have a perfect life. There's nothing wrong with me. I have a lot of privilege. privilege.
I know.
Win. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't.
I love you, Asia. I do, girl. I love you. Don't block me.
But
I just feel like hers was kind of all over the place. I didn't even get what she was like kind of saying.
I know.
And you would think she would give you more.
Because she's pageant. So I was thinking that should be the best part of her.
Asia almost comes across as very like numb and cold sometimes when she talks.
She has
It's
that.
weird because sometimes she does give me great speeches, and then sometimes it's like, but girl, I get it, been there. But like, it just wasn't an answer that I was looking for. Or didn't get me there. Didn't get me that emotional thing I was looking for. Like,
Yeah.
bitch, you asked me to speak to my 4-year-old self, and I'm
bawling.
right.
Yeah.
Bitch, I want to cry when I look at a baby picture of myself.
I know.
You're gonna get better.
Yeah.
Your 2 front teeth are gonna grow in.
It's gonna take a long time.
Once they gave their answers, RuPaul gave them one last lip sync, the 4 of them all together on the stage. So one last chance to prove yourself. I like when they do that, but it's always when there's 4 of them on stage, you can't really see anyone shining. It's more fun.
I thought it was cool though that they lip synced to Azalea Banks' The Big Big Beat.
Well, I mean. Yeah, interesting choice.
Right.
Interesting choice. But final performance, my opinion, I feel like Aquaria had the best look, but Kameron and Eureka had the best answers and the best emotion behind it. So nobody won, nobody went home. She kept everyone. It was
Which I felt like was fair because they all really did slay overall. Like some of them were stronger than the others in certain ones, but after everything, it just kind of all balanced out.
Okay, well the season is over now. This is pretty much it. What did you guys think? What are your final thoughts on the final 4 going into the finale next week?
Underwhelmed.
You're a little underwhelmed with the top 4 this season.
No, I'm kidding, bitch. Actually, I saw Aquaria there. I saw Eureka there. Saw actually Asia being a pageant queen. I saw her there. Even though I felt like I could have done without. No shade, go don't bluff me. And Cameron Michaels, I just love her. I just love.
Karen Michaels kind of was the Trinity Taylor.
That's what I said.
really
The
was.
dark horse, the one that no one had.
I'm okay with it. I'm at peace with it.
Yeah. All right. Well, who's gonna take it? Who's gonna win? Top 4. Who is going to win at this point? I know you know.
Who do I think should win?
Who do you think should win?
It's
Who do you
between
want to
Eureka
win?
and Aquaria.
Yeah,
I think
it really
it's between
is.
those 2.
I think it's been between those 2 for quite a while. You know,
I
overall.
wouldn't be mad either or, honestly.
Same.
I'm gonna be mad when Aquaria. If
I know,
wins.
but if you really look at the competition and look at this season and this competition, she's never been in the bottom. Aquaria's never once been in the bottom. She's won 3 of the challenges, even though I think a couple of them were a little bit, neck and neck.
If Aquaria wins, I'm gonna pull a Vixen, and on our episode, I'm just gonna walk off.
I'm done. Goodbye.
Oh, that part.
I do think, I feel like it's gonna be an Aquaria win, but I would be very happy with the Eureka win. I know the internet and a lot of the world hates Eureka, but personally, I think she's really killed at this competition too. And with, the storyline and with all of her personal struggles, I would love to see a big girl finally take the crown. But I do think it's probably gonna be Aquaria. Well, let us know what you guys think. Who are you pulling for in the top 4? Was it the top 4 that you wanted? Is it the top 4 that you're happy with? Let us know what you think. Who do you think is gonna take it? Put it in the comments as always.
You know the drill, bitches. Get down in that comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please.
We will see you next week for the recap of the reunion and the week after that for the grand finale of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for always checking us out. We will see you next week. Until next time. Adios, guys. Bye.
And action.
When you were at DragCon, bitch, and you told Karen Michaels, I love that you're a muscle queen, and these 2 buff fish just
And then we like, guys.
I can't. So
And you can tell him, like in the interview, I'm just so sincere.
Enamored,
genuine,
yeah.
And just like, thank you, Paul.
and then you sucked her up in the back, huh?
Okay.
Come on, tits. Are your nipples pierced? They were pierced, right?
They were.
They were.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
Somebody sucking on your nipples do anything for you? It doesn't do a fucking thing
Nothing?
for me.
Interesting. I think it wasn't
Sometimes.
until after probably I got them pierced then. Because I remember it wasn't a thing and then it was like a thing, but then sometimes it's like too much. So I'm like, get off my tit. Bitch,
She starts
you
lactating.
can lick it, bitch, but like once you start trying to have a full-fledged meal, like, bitch, ain't no milk coming out, bro. Get off my shit.
They try to titty fuck you, girl?
Bitch, I mean, I don't mind a good titty fuck. Just the fact that this clip is
Existing in the
archives,
life.
I'm gonna be like on Access. Oh, we're gonna show you this
One
clip.
day.
I don't mind a good titty fuck.
Although I will say, Ashanti had some hits, girl.
She did.
Yeah.
Can you rock with me?
And that's all. Oh, you know the one.
You know, that,
Almost
I'm that
know
bitch
it.
that mumbles like, I miss you. I think I'm over there acting like I know it. Like,
You with every song, bitch.
Every time.
Every song.
I know like a few words.
Oh, you know
of
that
it.
song, girl?
I give you that Janet.
Bitch, you do. Cute little whisper, huh?
We gonna get no sleep.
There is, really?
Yeah.
There's a drag queen commercial?
Now I feel like I have to show you.
Oh,
Get a little
okay.
reaction video going.
They completely took this from Drag Race and are capitalizing on it. But they should have had Asia O'Hara in the commercial.
I know. I agree, support your local, but have the bitch that like really got it on fire.
Right, because that is 100%. They got all that buzz, IKEA, because she
And I
wore
didn't
that
see
this
that,
week.
but I see how
That she liked it. Oh, what the
she's like,
fuck?
yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Sorry, Asia O'Hara. You should definitely get the credit for that.
I think little kids that are toothless are the cutest fucking things.
Not when you're going to middle.
I know. When you're not.
Girl, all I wanted for Christmas was my tooth from teeth.
They used to sing that to you, huh,
Yeah,
girl?
my siblings. And it was true.